to win. I'm your host, FitzgeraldStephens. Hope everybody had a great day. I know for me, myself, it was a very busy yet productive day. So I'm happy to be able to put those two words together in a sentence, or those two statements together in a sentence. And happy to be talking to you guys once again. First and foremost want to let you know how much I very much appreciate you guys for tuning into this channel. The new subscribers, the channel is growing. I'm thankful to God for that. That just celebrating the little victories and on my way to my goal, which I know I will achieve. Quite as far as if I just keep going on with this. I want to ask you guys a question. Do you know where you're going in life? Do you know the destination? Do you have a place and a visual image, or where do you want to arrive? Because if you don't, and you don't know where you're going, any road will do. When you don't know where you're going, any road will do. It's so very important that we have a vivid destination point that we want to get to. I mean, you go down to the airport, for example, and you walk up to the counter of one of our major carriers, and you say, "Give me a ticket." What's the first question they're going to ask you? Where do you want to go? Now, suppose you say to them, "It don't make a difference. You just choose something." Well, that wouldn't be practical. They could choose to fly you anywhere. Or not they. You could choose to fly yourself anywhere. Not sometimes it's not going to be a place that often it's not going to be a place where you want to arrive, where you want to be, where you want to wind up. So is it with our life. But that we don't know. We don't have a clear, concise vision. We don't have a clear, concise destination of where we want to be, what we're trying to accomplish, exactly what our destination is. Don't make a difference. Take any road, do anything, because you're still going to wind up getting there, and the place is going to be called nothing. You're not going to achieve anything. You're just going to aimlessly wander. You're going to be in frustration, turmoil, procrastination, fear, dread, trepidation, and all those other many bad words that we use for a lack of unclear vision or a lack of having no vision. The Bible says clearly, without a vision, the people perish. Without a vision, the people perish. Have you really thought about who and what you want to be in life? What you want to stand for? What you won't stand for, who you won't be. Have you really put that down to really, really crystallize it? Can I wake you up 3 o'clock in the morning and ask you that question? Can you answer it confidently, definitively? This is where I'm going, or this is the destination I have. If you can do that, great. You are on the road to greatness. And all you have to do is just keep putting in the constant, persistent action steps, and boom, you're going to wind there. How long will it take? For some people, it's going to be a shorter journey than other people. Because those people are going to put in the work. Those people are going to put in the consistent action. Those people are going to adjust to setbacks. Those people are going to adjust to things that's going on in their lives. Those people are going to put away to put away anything that gets in the way of their goal and in the way to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to know where you're going. You just can't run your life haphazardly. You got to know what the end game is. You got to be able to see the results. And you got to have something that you're really working for, something that doesn't require you to have an alarm clock, something that doesn't require someone to say, let's go, let's do this, you can do that. You got to have that internal drive, that internal clock in your life, that it wakes you up in the morning, it keeps you up late at night. You're consumed with that. Even if you're doing other activities, you have a clear, definitive destination for you, for your family, for your organization, for your business. Whether you just starting out in the home business, you already running a very, very successful business, you have to know where you're going. It's called goals with time limits. Putting in the necessary action steps, defining where and exactly who I am, what I want to be, where I want to go. So many people walk around aimlessly in life. They don't have any direction, and it shows by the way they live their life. They live their life carelessly and without meaning, without purpose. Often you hear things come out of their mouth like, well, what is, what will be. Um, I don't get the good breaks. Nothing happens for me. Every time I try something, it fails. Or why do these things always keep happening to me? Have you adjusted your steps? Have you adjusted your action plan? Have you really meditated on things? Have you really put a vision board together to see what you want to go? I mean, where you want to go, who you want to be? Are you really out there putting consistent action in it? Are you taking personal responsibility? Are you running and steering the ship of your life, or are you just giving it over to chance and circumstances? I said a couple of times on the stream, and it bears on my channel, should I say, and it bears repeating. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in happenstances. I believe in taking advantage of advantages. And I find the best advantages are the ones that you actually create for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, you have got to know where you're going. If we're to some people's destination so clear, so obscure, they don't even see it anymore. So they're just existing, not really living anything. And so if you're gonna be great, you got to see yourself being great. If you're gonna accomplish great things, you gotta see yourself accomplishing great things. You got to learn the necessary steps and develop the necessary skills that's going to move you forward. You have got to must be a person who doesn't waste time, a person who doesn't allow opportunities to continually pass them over, and a person who's not always looking for the ideal conditions to get started, or better yet, a person who once they do start and they get hit, a setback comes, or something that comes that just deviates them from their path, they seem to lie there and get comfortable in that position of doing nothing, being nothing, and they start talking to themselves in the negative, and they start behaving in the negative, and often a person's actions is going to speak much more louder than their words ever could. Mostly people are watching what you do. I mean, depending on your confidence level, depending on your voice projections, depending on maybe how you're dressed, or maybe what you believe in, you can. But after a while, they stop listening to your words and they watch what you do. This is the way this world works. It pays more attention to the man or the woman that puts in the action, that puts in the work, that puts in the necessary steps in order to get the results that you are being defined for. And your results will always define you. You want to stop living a frustrated life. Stop making dumb choices. Stop making silly decisions. Stop making emotional decisions. Learn critical thinking. Learn logic, and more importantly, don't let anyone outwork you. Don't give up on where you're trying to get to just because someone told they don't think you can get there, or worse yet, you told yourself you can't do that. You got to constantly keep re-energizing. Where are you going? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want people to think when they hear your name? You want them to think results oriented or excuse oriented, because you're going to choose either one or the others, and your actions are always going to define you. So let's talk about that a little bit, being that's the crux of this channel, one of two major pillars of this channel. You are responsible for your life, nobody but you, and you have to put in the work. So let's talk about the work, the action. Let's talk about that. Are you doing the right actions? You say you want to be a great lawyer one day. Are you putting in the necessary study time? Are you putting in a necessary emotional control time? Are you learning how to smell out weaknesses in your opponent? Are you going in there to win the game, or you just think it's just nice to have the title? And so many people get caught up in the titles, and they get comfortable for us with the titles. Titles don't bring results, ladies and gentlemen. Action is what brings results. Action is what always is going to bring results. But in order to do the proper action, you must know the destination. You must know where you're going. You must have a definitive, clear picture of the end game. Because if you don't, any action to get you there. You can do anything, and you'll confuse that with actually working towards your destination. It is not. You're going around a circle. You're doing nothing but marching around the mountain, walking in circles all your life. That's what you're going to be doing. Constantly frustrated. You're gonna waste years out of your life. And you look back and you're going to see people who don't necessarily have the ability you necessarily do, don't necessarily have the pedigree that you do. They just simply outwork you. They just simply put actions to a few steps while you're still concentrating on the many steps and you're not doing anything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is critical. You see it in people's faces every day, the way they look, whether it's whether it's on the job, whether it's in the supermarket, whether it's in the barbershop or the salon, whether it's in the park. People who have that glassed over look in their eyes, that their eyes are not fired, their eyes are not lit up, because inside they're not really living. Actually, they're dying inside because they simply don't know where they're going. They think success is just for other people. That's for having a great lifestyle and a positive lifestyle. They don't believe it's something you create. They believe it's something that falls to you. Almost like the lottery mentality. You're just going to get up and poof, this magic wand is going to wave over you, and all of a sudden you're going to arrive. You will never arrive without putting in the work. You will never arrive, and you can't ride on the coattails of someone who has put in the work. Not long term. Don't never confuse someone helping you out of their abundance, out of their mindset, as opposed to you helping yourself. Actually, people who are driven by success, people who have a clear, definitive goal, whether they want to be promoted on a job, whether they want their business to have 100,000 customers or a million customers, whether they want their products and the major retail markets around this country or wherever you're living in. They have a plan. They have a plan to bring that to market. They have a vision. They have taken the no's. They have taken the setbacks. And yet there's some fire in them that still keeps going because they have a clear destination of where they're going, and that's the only thing that they see. You see, that is all that matters. What are you known for? What are you known for? When can people count on you? Are you reliable? But here's even something more important than that. Can you count on you? Can you count on you? Do you keep your word? Do you just talk a good game, as the old adage like to say, but you don't do nothing, and then you're gonna get typecast. All that person does is just talk, and that is a major disappointment, as far as especially to yourself. You don't want that label on yourself that you're just known as a talker. Be known as a doer. Doers have a definitive timeline, a definitive destination that they must arrive at. Many people have started out in abject poverty and wound up being super multimillionaires, or wound up being super successful, or wound up having great relationships, or wound up having great leadership skills, or wound up at the top of their game simply because they paid the price. They knew where they had to go. And they're not the people who talk about, well, I hope they don't fire me. I hope he or she doesn't leave me. I hope I don't get sick. I hope that this economy lasts long enough for me to retire from my job. I hope the prices don't keep going up, and I hope this and I hope that. Hoping doesn't make it so. Wishing doesn't make it so. Doing is what makes it so. But how can you do if you don't know where you're going? How can you do if you don't know where you're going? Anything will do. Wasting time. Who cares? I don't have a direction anyway. Getting off base and off track with your goals. Who cares? I don't have any goals anyway. Not putting that project together has been beaming in my mind and my soul. Procrastinating, always waiting for the best time and everything like that. You're not going to get anywhere. In a year from now, you're going to be in the exact same place. I'm sorry, you're going to be worse off because you're going to be older. and you will never be able to get that time back. If I can leave you guys with anything tonight, know where you want to go. Have a definitive place that you want to be. Have something that burns in your soul and your heart that you must have, that you must achieve, and that you must be this type of person. It's not optional. It's not optional if I succeed. It's not optional if I do make it to this destination. It's not optional that if I have a thriving life or just a surviving life, I must win. I must be successful. I must find a way to win, or I will be destroyed. And you have to put real mad consequences on you not acting, on you not knowing where you're going. And so we can see the world over, and many people and many people are famous, and many more people are not famous for that, but yet they all have the same results. They put in the necessary corresponding action steps, and they have a destination where they're going. And that's so vital to your success in life. Stop making excuses. Get out of your own way. Stop saying it's too hard. Stop getting ready to get ready. Stop waiting on some epiphany or some earthquake to shake you out of bed, or someone to give you some inspirement, or following this teacher and that teacher, and stop being a groupie, looking at someone's lifestyle that you could have, but you're not willing to pay the price that they paid to do it. They knew where they were going. They saw themselves as a success when they was working out in the garage. They saw themselves as a success when they was in the studio apartment. It's a little wonder that why they're living in a penthouse. It's a little wonder why they're able to travel all around the world and to the beaches of the world and have a lifestyle that other people dream, because they paid the price for it. They knew where they were going. They knew what they had to do. They knew what they had to be, and they knew that failure was not an option. They believed it so much there was not even an inkling that they wouldn't be that person. We often heard the term "fake it till you make it." Sounds good, doesn't it? Fake it till you make it. Don't fake it all. Get that faking stuff out of your vocabulary. Be real with yourself. Be real with your life. Be real with your results. Hey, if this course of action is not serving you, change that. Refine it. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Maybe you're not doing enough of the right thing enough. Maybe you're thinking about your past and the failures that you had. Maybe someone got in your ear who gave up on their destination life, and they think it's just their God-given right to go ahead and talk you and to spare you from all the harms and the hurts and the dangers. Never let anyone rule your life like that. Never give anyone the steering wheel to your life when you're trying to get somewhere, when you know you're trying to get somewhere. You got to be able to walk alone. You got to be able to travel alone. Success can often be a very, very lonely road. It really can. In the destination, a journey to success can actually be more lonelier. I mean, you have to have thick skin if you're going to achieve greatness. You have to have a fortitude and a solidification in your heart that I'm gonna do this. I have to do this. If I don't do this, what's going to happen to me? Put some scenarios out there: homelessness, hunger, embarrassment, humiliation. Put some real strong consequences in your mind, and to get your butt fired up. Now, I'm not saying don't go ahead and think about those things, but I'm saying use those things. If I don't do this, if I don't get to this destination, then this is what's going to happen, and I'm not going to like the place I'm going to arrive, because it's going to be a place of barrenness. It's going to be a place of dread. It's going to be a Lodabar. You'll see that term in the Old Testament, Lodabar. It's a place of barrenness. It's a place of no growth. It's a place of a stagnation. It's a place of humiliation. It's a place of just existing, just surviving. Do you really want to run your life like that? Are you prepared to pay that price? Because I submit to you, the place of no vision, no destination is going to be much harder than the place of knowing where you're going. of the place of knowing where your destination is going to take you, knowing what you can be, and walking in where you said you want to go, and being who you said you want to be, and doing what you said you want to do. That's going to be easy compared to the price you're going to pay if you don't get out there and at least engage and put your life together on your terms, your way. One of the best ways that you can actually do that is talk to people who have gone before you. Talk to successful people. Study successful people. Listen to them. Get some pointers to them. Get some pointers from them, rather. But don't let that ever be a substitute for you not doing the work. You see, many people can go around and they can pay for this seminar. They can pay for that seminar. They can shake hands with leaders. They can take pictures on their cell phones, and I know so and so, I know this person, I know that person, and look how successful they are, as if they're trying to make that person their success. And many people are happy with being a groupie. That's not me. That never really has been me. Yes, I would give people the accolades for what they achieved, and I would give them the compliments and the respect for what they achieved. But I would never give them the worship because they have achieved it. I would never give them like, wow, they are so much up there. I think like that. If they can do it, I can too. All I got to do is what they did. All I got to do, is do the fundamentals of what they did. And I got to do them long enough. I got to have a clear direction of where I'm going. You have to have a clear direction where you're going, and you will walk in what they walk in. It's simple as that. Life is not really hard. It's actually a bunch of simple equations. A lot of things happen to us are not so simple, but the corresponding steps can often be simple. The first step, it starts with you. How do you define yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself living in a destination of success, abundance, wealth, good health, good relationships, a great name, being celebrated for your achievements, or you just think that's just for the other guy? And if you do see yourself as a successful, abundant, radiant person, you don't think there's going to be a price to make you that you're going to pay to become that person? Many of you who are listening under the sound of my voice, the person you're going to be when you arrive at the destination is not the person you are right now. You're going to have to change along the way. You're going to change. You're going to get more solidified. You're going to get more emotional strength. You're going to get more physical strength in terms. You're definitely going to get more mental and physical strength. You're going to learn how to persevere and push through. Because when you got your eyes on a goal, nothing really else matters. When you got your eyes on a destination, nothing really matters. I like it. Sometimes when I would go for bike rides, and my goal was to do a certain amount of miles, whether it's 30, 20, 15, didn't make a difference for me. And the only thing I saw that was completing a step one at a time. This distance, that distance, that distance, that distance, and all those little short steps added up into big steps. And lo and behold, I've ridden my 30 miles. I feel good. I come home refreshed, tired but refreshed. I come home knowing I achieved something. You're in the whatever arena you're in, whether it be sales, medicine, law, engineering, whatever you're in, you're not going to be excellent at it right away. You're not going to be knocking it out the park right away. You're not gonna have that home run right away. Those home runs right away. You got to celebrate a lot of good base hits. But first of all, you got to learn how to get on base. What is the necessary steps for me to get on first base? And if I get on first base, what is the necessary steps for me to move to second base? I get on second base. What is the necessary step to get to third? Do I need to steal third base? Do I need to go out there and take it? Or I'm just going to wait for something good to happen, or am I going to take advantage of the opportunities when they come my way? And if you can get to third base, you can get home, and then you score. Just one step at a time. One destination at a time. I don't care if you're riding the bus right now. I don't care if you're living with someone right now. I don't care what lock you in. But if you have that destination, no one can take that away from you. And another thing I would encourage you guys to do is to be quiet. Don't always telegraph your moves. People don't need to know what you move. They don't need to know what you're doing. People don't need to hear your conversation. They need to watch your actions. Your actions must speak for you. You move in silence, and you're moving consistency. You're moving in a way that's going to bring that breakthrough far to you, and you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk at all. Matter of fact, I suggest that you really just start learning how to practice silence, learning how to practice composure, learning not to always run your mouth so much and talking your game and what you're going to do. Even if it's a good game, just be silent, let your actions scream. Know where you're going, ladies and gentlemen. You can accomplish nothing in life if you don't know where you're going. You know, and if you don't know where you're going, listen to the title of this again. You know, any road we do, any road would do. Any road would do if you don't know where you're going. And I submit to you, it's going to be a miserable road. That road is also going to lead to failure, humiliation, poverty, frustration, insecurity, lack of confidence, just existing. You don't want that for your life. The people who win in this world, the people who really make a step in this, make giant leaps in the steps in their lives, giant steps in their lives. They are the ones who consistently do the necessary things to lead up to that. Learn to celebrate the wins. If you like to travel, okay, well, go ahead and get in your car or even take an Uber to a certain place and just go there, go see it, go experience the things. Pretty soon you're working on that, and then one day you have to be able to get your car. Then one day you'll be able to get a plane ticket. Then one day you'll be able to walk into places that you said you want to see. There's a whole beautiful world out there that is waiting to reveal itself to you. But it demands a price to be paid. It demands a price to be paid. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to do the necessary steps in order to get there? The old adage, the fable about the genie gives three wishes. Okay, genie appears to you. First thing he's going to ask you what you want. Well, anything can do. Anything is all right for me. Just give me anything. Well, he can give you anything without you having a destination for greatness. How can you expect to achieve it? Without you have a destination where you want to arrive, how do you know even when you get there? And how do you know how to keep it? You see, this is so vital, simple but vital. That you understand the game. The game starts with you. The game is powered by you, and the game will end with you. You have your life. You can't be responsible for my life. I can't be responsible for your life. I can impart. I can get counsel. I can give counsel to people. You can give counsel to me. But ultimately, I'm going to have to know where the heck I'm going, know what the heck I want, and be willing to work for it. Be willing to really, really work for it consistently until I get it. Fitzgerald, it might be hard. No, I'm not going to tell you it might be hard. I'm going to tell you it will be hard. You're going to either pay the price for your hard now, or you're going to pay the price for a much harder later. But nevertheless, you are going to pay the price. Expect rejection. Expect setbacks. Expect failures. Expect hiccups. That is a part of the destination. Those are the travel signs. Those are the detour. Those are the things that we have to overcome. Many of us, if not all of us, have been on roads, and sometimes they detour that road. But you have a destination. I got to get to a place. You take the detour, then you just route around until you get where you're going. The destination didn't change. The route just changed. And so I'm going to say it to you guys. Sometimes the destination will never, ever change, but the routes can always change. Many people don't have a backup plan for how they're going to operate in case of setback. And so therefore, because they don't have a backup plan or overcome plan, as I like to say it is, they just quit. They just stop. They just throw up their hands. There's this mountain in my way, and there's this ditch in my way, and there's this moat, and there's this forest fire in my way. I don't know how I can get through. There's always a way that you can find a way way to win. There's always a way. You just got to search it out, you got to bail it out, and you got to put necessary action steps to find it. And you can be in that destination if you want to. You can be in that destination if you choose to. But you're going to be in one place or the other. You're either going to be walking in your destinations, your dreams, your fulfillment, or you're going to be walking in your misery. There's no two grounds around it. I mean, they say some of the most of the great inventions and most of the great dreams and most of the things that could have serviced mankind are in the graveyard. People just sat on their gifts. People didn't think they were good enough. People didn't think they matter. People let someone else talk them out of greatness. Even a loved one who called themselves trying to protect them, or a teacher who spoke a negative word on them, and they just hold on that for dear life, and they just let it take them down, and they just go down with the ship, only to live in a life of regret. And saying what I could have done, what I should have been, what I did that, but they don't have any more time left. Time is a finite resource that we have, ladies and gentlemen, and we must be sure we're maximizing every single day. Hey, we all have problems. Hey, we all have things we're overcoming. Hey, even the people who put the smiles on their face and come on this great platform at YouTube, the people who live in $1 million mansions, and the people who live in RVs or drive motor coaches around, or catch planes to go anywhere around the world. I want you to know they have problems too. They have problems too. That maybe you say, hey, I'd like to have their problems and things. Don't never compare your issues with someone else. You don't know what effect it's having on them. Some people can be extraordinary successful, extraordinary wealthy, extraordinary healthy, but they have a sick child that they're dealing with, or they have a learning disability they're trying to overcome, or they have an addiction that they're trying to overcome. You never know what someone is dealing with, but you have to make sure that you just keep going despite your setbacks, despite what's happening with you guys. And that's the way that you really come out. That's the way that you really get the breakthrough. That's the only way you're really going to get the breakthrough. Know where you're going, ladies and gentlemen, and work adamantly for it to become a reality in your life. And once you get there, set another destination. Go a little further. And once you get there, go a little further. And once you get there, go a little further. Don't ever stop setting new destinations until God calls you off his earth. Don't ever stop, because set that destination and working for something bigger to yourself. I submit to you, that is the oil of life. That is the energy of life. That keeps you going. That keeps you thriving, and that keeps you fresh and vibrant and stuff, because you always have some dear place you have to be. You always have something else you have to achieve. Constantly reset those goals, constantly reset the action steps, determined to become the best version of you. You're going to read a lot. You're gonna study a lot. You're gonna meditate a lot. But more important than all that, you're gonna do a lot. You're gonna be known as a person who works and a person who gets things done. You're gonna be a man or woman known who is not prone to excuses, but is prone to positive results. But that first change starts with you, and that change is only going to continue because of you. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Once again, thank you for the new subscribers. Please subscribe to this channel. We think we're doing some pretty good positive work over here. Definitely from the comments, I see that. I try to answer them all. People are really liking the work, and so far I don't get any negative things like that. But I'm prepared if it does come, and that's a chance for me to look inside of me to see what I can do to deliver more vitality to my craft. And it's the thing that I need to do, to get better at what I do. Learn to take criticism, positive criticism. I'm not talking about tearing down criticism, but when someone has criticized you in a way that you can improve, learn to take that and learn to compliment them and thank you, because if that can get you better, they have done you a great disservice. Drop the pride, drop the attitude that you don't need nobody telling you what to do, and you can do this all by yourself, and I'll get there, and I don't need no help. We all need help. We all need supporters, and that's the final thing I want to leave with this. Once you start engaging in these steps, once you start getting into your knowing where you're going and your destination is, once you start actively moving towards it and consistently moving towards it, God's going to raise up helpers to help you get to your destination. He's going to raise up helpers who's going to have some knowledge, that could shave some time off for you on your journey. He's going to have people to support you, and and those people are going to be there with you at the end, and they're going to keep gravitating more people, and pretty soon you'll be a household name if you choose to do. And if you choose to do that, you will be that. Thank you guys for your time. I so much appreciate you guys taking your time out to listen to me on the stream. I appreciate the support that you guys give. Please send the comments. I definitely relish those. Thank you guys for just being you. Remember, you are a winner. You're nothing but a winner. Act like one. God bless you all. Until next time, this is FitzgeraldStephens on Find Ways to Win.